Alrighty, you guys. So, originally I planned on talking about blessing stones, upcoming potential blessing stones, because with the current blessing stones that we gotten, it's really good in terms of team bouts, and the blessings that we have really do shine in like the new game mode that they've released, being obviously the guild boss. Well, I'll talk about that in just a second because it seems that there's a bit of an uproar that I've seen talking about a certain blessing that has been nerfed without any notice, and I saw Payne's video on it, and so pretty much with this camouflage. By the way, this is amazing for chapter 19, where they're throwing projectiles at you. If you have this, W. But pretty much it's a camouflage, and what has been said is apparently that they've added the cooldown onto this blessing, and so a lot of people are now just like, what the hell was this? Why'd they put a cooldown on it? It kind of ruins it. Now ultimately this blessing, if you guys don't know, is actually one of the better blessings, one of the underrated blessings that can help you out, and again will help you out on chapter 19. Definitely will help you out through the chapter 19 side of things, of course. Now I don't know why the form page doesn't do this, but when you head over to the update, you have to physically search for the correct date for the notice. It's not there, like you can't search it. There's no like page 2, page 3. So I don't know why they made it like that. So it can be missed. But if you scroll all the way down, I think it's all the way down here. Yes. Fix the issue where cooldown was missing in descriptions for certain blessing stones. Fix the missing cooldown display in the description of certain blessing stones. So during the Hansemi and Gogan period of the game's update, this is where the info was dropped about a bug issue. So it was there from the beginning, it just wasn't showing text-wise, and so during this period is when they fixed it, and that's what it was, and that's why it was showing. So yeah, this is where they're going to cover their backside on the whole fiasco for the camouflage. So I just want to clarify that. Alright, so coming back to my original talk point for this video about blessing. So we had 2 new blessing coming to the game. Now obviously we are one during team fight scenarios, but more importantly with the introduction of the new fight, or the new game mode being the guild boss, we are one is like obviously one of the best blessings to take, because you're more catering and pushing for your hunters to do the job, you know, to do a lot of damage, whilst you yourself are getting a little bit out of it too, because it affects everyone. But that's kind of what you need in an overall manner. And then of course when it comes to the Swift Strike, I haven't really utilized Swift Strike as much as maybe I should, but in terms of with the extreme evasion and with how important that is, you can kind of pile on more damage with the extreme evasion, and then you shadow step, and it can kind of in that small period of time you can pile on a good amount of damage, of course. So that in an overall manner can help you out in whatever situation, of course. But with the introduction of these 2 blessings, especially with like the newer piece of content that they've introduced, they are really good solid blessings, I will say. The new dungeon with this boss raid or wherever this is, I forgot the name of it already, but we are getting a new game mode coming in. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a tough, we know this for a fact. So it begs the question, what more? And keep in mind, they have stated that before this boss releases, a new Sun Jin Woo job change will happen. Now I've already talked about the new job change, of the name of it. I think it's called like Twilight something. If you guys are going to want to go back and watch the video, you're more than welcome to. We already know about it, and so it is confirmed that more than likely, I would say in end of October, we can pretty much expect it, I want to say. So with a new game mode coming up and a new job change happening before the new game mode, obviously a new ruin is going to be releasing, and you know damn well they could very well push it to be really good to help you out through the new fight. And with that, and as they have done in the past with the release of new ruins, they've added new blessings. So what could we see here with some new blessings? I'm already seeing a few ones that I haven't seen before. Straight off the bat, I don't know why, but this is like giving me some like boss vibes. I'm not too sure what this is, but like just by looking at the image, I don't know. This could be on like on the similar path of doing more damage to bosses or whatnot. Possibly. I'm not sure what this is. Or maybe it's like a reawakening type thing where if you die, you kind of reawaken, but you're more stronger, if that makes sense. For like well, let's say you get like 25% of your HP back, right? I don't know. That's kind of the vibe that it's getting me. And then if we head over to these two, it kind of reminds me of the Swift Strike, where, you know, it's like if you dodge. This one is, I'm not too sure. Okay, so this one reminds me a bit of like if you do some extreme evasion, but we already got something like that. So I'm curious to know what this is, if they choose to go about implementing it. This kind of reminds me of like, what if they do like multiplayer content and then boom, this blessing comes into play. Because I mean, you got to, I mean, then again, it could also mean something to do with like team fight. Maybe it's more worth and more better in a team fight scenario. But yeah, so clearly this has got something to do with maybe running, dodging, something lines of like how the Swift Strike is working. So there's that. I'm surprised on why we haven't got this yet. I mean, clear indication what this is that if you have this Blessing Stone on, it gives you a higher rate of getting more gold. That, or it probably gives you a more percentage increase on the current gold that you're getting through the mission that you're currently doing. I'm surprised they haven't added that in. I think this will be pretty nice to have, especially when we're doing story. Actually, to be fair, I feel like in general this will be pretty handy. Because of course, once you complete story, you can't redo it. So what if you added this blessing on and then you get like a small amount, but it's a nice way to kind of farm gold, right? Even if it is like a small amount, because then you could just kind of put it on like an auto type of deal, like when you complete the raid, and then it just goes back on. I don't know, but yeah, I don't think this will help us out for the fight itself. But I think in general, this is just kind of like a good little universal blessing stone that I feel like they should maybe implement sometime in the future. Who knows? I have no clue. Let me zoom in a little bit more. What is that? I do not know what this is. I'm looking at this and I'm just like, do you just go into God mode? Like, do you just does the game just like, is the game being like, you know what, screw all the cheaters, there's too much happening, let's just give them a blessing stone that turns them into God? Not sure what this is. I have not the funniest clue. I mean, the image looks amazing, but if anything, this looks like a revive. What if you like revive yourself with like 4 HP? Well, then again, this is kind of this is classed as a bit of a revive, but yeah, not too sure. Not sure what that is. What else we got? Oh, we got like a weapon with like a healing symbol. This is probably like an increase for your weapons, right? Possibly, or maybe it's kind of like a burst of damage increase, attack increase, something along the lines of there. Or maybe it's like a burst of increasing your current attribute weapons damage. So for example, let's say you're running a dark and a wind weapon. If you've got the wind weapon activated, so if you well, then again, it's a blessing that would then need to be activated. Maybe if you're running 2 of the same weapon element and you applied, no, would that work? No. Oh no, yeah, maybe that could work. If you're running 2 of the same weapon elements, you get an increase in damage. Your weapon increase in damage. I don't know, something like that. It clearly is going to be more on the offensive side of things, possibly. And then we've got one down here where it's clearly indication it's going to be more on the defense side, some sort of shield. Keep in mind we are also getting the additional blessing slot, the 5th one of course, and that is going to be catering only for survivability blessing stones. So with the upcoming traces and whatnot, with the upcoming Sun Jin Woo job change and whatnot, again, if they choose to go about giving us 2 blessing stones, 100% we are going to be getting a survivability blessing stone, a new one, and to cater to that, they'll also give us a offensive blessing stone, a new version of that. So I could honestly see this is 100% something to do, kind of give us more shield, defense, something along the lines. It'll be interesting how that works. Maybe it's like if you give yourself shield, you get like an absurd amount of defense increase too. That could be it. I mean, that's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting from this image right here. But yeah, I think that's the route they're going to take. I think there are 2 new blessings 100% coming, only because again they are providing us with that extra blessing stone survivability slot, and clearly there's more to come through the blessings. A new mode is coming, so they can furthermore cater to providing us with new blessings to really furthermore help us through that boss fight. I mean, they've done it with again, the guild bosses and whatnot, right? New mode came out. These blessing stones are really advisable to be used for that fight. More importantly, we are one, of course, and so I can definitely see some new blessings coming in. But I just kind of wanted to throw that out there, let you guys know on some more blessings to come. I definitely think either this to me feels like a defensive blessing, so I'm putting my money on either this or this. In terms of offensiveness, my money's on whatever this is. This just looks like some sort of reawakening type of blessing where you just do some crazy amount of damage to bosses, I want to say. But yeah, only time will tell. But anyway, I mean, this could also, they could also drop this. I mean, then again, I think I'm thinking way too much into the whole weaponry, because I mean, technically speaking, these are all other weapons, but they do other things, not just focusing on weapons. So again, this could furthermore be like more on the offensive side for Sanju Wu to have a great deal of burst damage, I want to say. I'm not too sure, because it's not just going to be a generic attack increase. Anyway, it's going to be some sort of damage increase in some way or form. So yeah.